So the first publication that I had in open access was probably when I was coming from University of Massachusetts here, and I think it was probably my mentors that suggested it. And at the time, I was not clear as to what open access was. They picked the journal, and they were the ones that pushed for it. And I imagine that they're the ones that pushed for it because I was leaving at the time, and they wanted to get something out ready to go before I left.
Our scholarship should be available to the wider public. And when journals are available only through databases for which money has to be paid, then that more or less restricts who can access our material.
As a community psychologist, a lot of the emphasis is on doing research with communities instead of just on communities. And so one part of doing research with communities is making sure that they have access to the research that is about them. And you can't really do that if it's paywall behind a journal where you're paying $30+ per time you access it.
So I came to USI in 2011, and I was coming from 2 research institutions. During that time, open access journals were not so popular. But being part of that research institution and everybody was doing research, it was obvious. If you wanted people to have access to your research and learn about it, it has to be accessible, because not all the institutions can pay subscriptions to journals. But when it's open, it won't limit to just those who can afford that.
But also, just as a researcher, I think it's important that other researchers are able to easily access my work, especially if they don't come from institutions that can afford the journal packages and stuff like that.
And I wanted to publish in that specific journal primarily due to, in general, open access because of the visibility. Anybody with the internet access would have opportunity to be able to download and view your manuscript, basically. Comparing to, any other journals where you may need to pay a fee in order to be able to access that specific article or any other articles. So I think primarily it was visibility, speaking overall open access. And I think also because you are more visible, there is potential for collaboration. Your work gets out there, and at the same time your name gets out there.
And as a taxpayer, a lot of research is funded through publicly available funds through the government, and so I think that people should be able to access those funds.
So I like it in that it gets your information out there quickly. Now a lot of people are hesitant for open access because it's gotten a bad rap throughout the years as to people not publishing reliable information in open access journals. But I think there are legit open access journals out there. It's just a matter of finding the right ones and doing your research as to which ones are the right ones.
So I'm really in favor of open access journals, especially when those open access journals operate exactly like other scholarly journals. There's a peer-reviewed process. They're criticized, they're critiqued, their revisions are required. I also review for an open access journal on a regular basis, and I review those articles just the same way I would for any other journal. I'm asked to give specific critiques. I'm asked whether this is publishable, not publishable, publishable with revisions. And because it's all done online, of course, it's very fast.